Next part here, operating system user accounts. I think the easiest way to get to this area would be again jump to our result of ingest modules and navigate to system user accounts. So we have a number of user accounts, which were part of them were pre-installed and part of them were added by the user. So we can perhaps expand this to a full view, and you see that there are account types that you can recognize. And for the information that can be checked in user accounts, we typically pay close attention to the username and the security identifier. So these security identifier numbers are unique for these users. And since it's not easy to copy and paste from this listing area, the best option is to save this as a table in a comma separated value format. So you just click this and you can save a CSV file in the export. Then you can open your favorite spreadsheet manager program and remove and rearrange columns just the way you like, and then you can copy and paste from the document into our web form right here. And so let's talk a little bit about SID numbers. And SID is a unique, so these are examples right here. SID is a unique name, alphanumeric character string that looks like this, that identifies each operating system, user groups, and objects on the network, including, of course, the users. So the Windows grants or denies access privileges to resources like files and directories based on access control lists. And when the user requests or wants to access a resource, the user SID is checked by the account control list to determine if that user is allowed to perform certain action, or if the user is part of the user group which is allowed to perform that action. So see here, the first character is S, which is like a string, and then 1 is the revision number of SID structure. Then we have an authority right here, and typically we have 1 would identify worldwide authority, 2 would be local, 3 creator, and 5 is called NT authority. So not very important for us in this case. The next part of this SID, all the way to the last dash, would be something that's called sub-authority values, that is using like parts like domain identifier. And finally, the last part of it is most important, because it indicates a relative identifier which distinguishes one account from another. So these numbers can be absolutely the same in front, but the last ones are basically those relative identifiers really play a role of uniqueness, because each username, which of course is also unique, will have the corresponding unique relative identifier. And there are some pre-built values such as 500, and which is the pre-built account, administrator account, guest account right here, and we have also numbers like 512 for domain administrators, domain users, domain guests, domain computers, and administration groups, server secure IDs. So there's quite a variety of these, and some of these are predefined and some of these are configured by the user. Other information, here is the count of logins, the account type, password settings, whether the password expire, whether the password is required, and obviously on modern systems the passwords are required, and the description of these accounts. You can see that these accounts are built in and so forth. So all nice information already extracted for us by Autopsy. I would say that you don't really have to follow only one specific SID number when you're doing your search for evidence and when doing your analysis of the information. But certainly there are parts where SID values are very convenient to include in your analysis. For example, when we check the user access control values on NTFS, the permission information using the SID is very, very helpful, and it can also be critical to analyzing the recycle bin information.